Because what she's putting herself through, what she's putting her children through, like the things that her children witness on live, it's not okay. Also, I do not and will never condone.
Yeah, having the children around with all of that is definitely worrisome. I say that's one of the biggest issues here.
The bullying of her kids. They're literally minors. They are 13, 15 years old, and people are on here making TikTok accounts for them, making fun of them, calling them big, making fun of the way that they look. I just think that's completely wrong. I think that her kid should stay out of it. I don't even think her kid should be on her social media to begin with. But that's another story for another day.
She goes from inmate to inmate, and according to her, she has talked to 26 different inmates in the last 5 years.
So yeah, this has got to be like some type of syndrome or something, right?
Yeah, I think I definitely think that she's very insecure, and even though she projects herself as like very confident, like we'll get into it in a little bit, but I don't even know how anybody can listen to her, because she's like always like belittling and berating like her own audience.
You're Stir? What's up, Stir? Mixter. Oh, that's cool.
I'm just like, what are you doing? And like, for you to be a live TikTok streamer, like, people are paying you, they're paying you money, and you're just so freaking rude. We'll see lots of examples, but let's if you want to go over.
Some people love that stuff though.
There's
that one restaurant that people go to just to get yelled at. I forgot the name of it, but you guys will know what I'm talking about.
Drive or whatever, click the first link. This is her talking to another live streamer about like how she got TikTok famous, in her words,
which means absolutely nothing, as we know, because that literally doesn't mean anything. Okay.
Like, what do you do? Like, where did you come from? Like, what's your story?
You haven't heard of Ashley Hopper?
I mean, the name speaks for itself.
Okay, so this is like my 5th page I've had on TikTok. That's a big page.
Okay.
She's in jail right now, or she's just dating inmates. So that's what she does. She dates inmates.
I married somebody who was incarcerated in 2019.
Okay.
We actually knew each other from out here though, and he's actually younger than me, so we reconnected, and I became his prison wife.
Yeah.
And that's where I met a lot of the people that I talked to still, and it just went from there. When we separated, I got with another one, and then it just went on. So yeah.
Wait, have you ever been with?
It's probably easier to date somebody that's in jail, so because she doesn't have to commit as much. Or I don't know the full context of this yet, or she could just be doing all this for TikTok, you know. So what's the bad thing about this? What's so bad about it? Is she's just inmate hopping? That's it? Like she's just dating inmates and going from each inmate and just documenting it?
Anybody that's not incarcerated, besides your late husband. Like, have you ever taken one serious that's not incarcerated? It just doesn't pan out for you. You just don't want it.
So my last actual relationship out here in the free world was in 2018, and we were together and everything. And then I started dating inmates, and I've had like guys here and there in between. But I don't know, like.
Is it like a game to you? Is it like a game? Do you take these men serious?
No.
I know you seriously spend that money because the T-pages say it.
I like being alone. So I wasn't that big on TikTok.
Yeah, she's using them. She's just using them for content.
But when my ex came home from prison, the day he was released, I had a whole bunch of people watching my live because I picked him up from the prison. And
she saw the dollar signs. She said, "Oh."
I gained over 30,000 followers within like a couple weeks just being with him. So that's when it started kicking off, because people were watching our story, and then a lot of females wanted him.
Okay.
So that's her explaining it. I feel like there's another girl that I came across on TikTok though, and she kind of lays out all the premise and like what happened though, because when her husband came out, things did not go well. Like they separated really quickly, and again, like that, she'll talk about I think that the insecurities. There was a lot of.
Oh, how do you say that word? Hybistrophilia.
Hybristophilia.
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 Interesting. Hybristophilia is a paraphilia or sexual interest in people who have committed crimes.
A lot of ladies also wanting to inmate hop, if you will, and they were wanting to hop on, I think his name's Jesse. But let's listen to this gal on TikTok. Her name will be on here. I'm forgetting it right this second, but she gives a whole rundown of like the lore behind it, I think, okay?
That's what we
I've
need.
actually been watching her videos since the end of August. And luckily for you guys, I've been way too invested in all of this. So here's everything that I've learned since then. Ash has been married twice before. Her first husband was her high school sweetheart, who she did end up having 2 kids with. They were 13 and 15. They divorced a while ago, and unfortunately he did pass away this past summer from leukemia. And shortly after his passing, Ash was seen on live.
Hold on.
She kind of spiraled after that, sounds like.
She said they were 13 and 15.
Her kids are.
She thought she heard something else.
Oh, Lord. I just got so nervous.
What? About which?
I was about to be like, they started dating and they like got married when they were 13 and 15? What happened?
No, they have 2 kids, 13 and 15.
You don't understand that fascination? The being attracted to like crime stuff? I understand it because it's that bad boy vibe or bad girl vibe. It's like, I know I shouldn't be with this person because I know they're bad for me, but it's like, I just want to go and just see, what it's about, even though I know it's wrong. It's like doing something that you shouldn't do, but you do it anyways because it feels good. Trauma too, yeah. I mean, it could be a lot of stuff, right? But that's just my little oversimplification of it.
Okay, never mind. That makes way more sense. Okay, sorry.
We'll hear about them in a bit. No, that's okay. Carry on.
Drunk, singing "Fuck My Baby Daddy" and then saying, "Oh wait, mine's dead." Her second husband she married in 2019, who has been incarcerated the entire time, still is, and she is currently divorcing him as well. The whole reason her TikTok blew up is because she was dating an inmate named Jesse since last September, and this summer he was released from jail and she live streamed the whole thing. Her and Jesse's relationship was very messy. He ended up breaking up with her like 2 weeks after he got out of prison. And then Ashley ended up allegedly faking a whole pregnancy, I guess maybe as an attempt to get him not to leave her. She was seen like on live with her kids, like asking them like, how are we going to raise this kid? Are you going to take care of it? Like very inappropriate, very like parentification. Turns out she was never even pregnant. They both move on. Ashley is still, I would say, very hung up on him. So up until this point, she wasn't really getting much hate. She was just getting people watching her lives because she's very messy. Ashley then began panhandling on TikTok live, doing battles with Susana Montez, or Heartbreaky or Heartbrokey, whatever y'all like to call her. These 2 clowns became really close. Ashley went and visited her and went to Disney World without her 2 teenage daughters. Ashley went out and bought like Louis Vuitton bags, starts stunting on her haters, calling people broke, saying people live paycheck to paycheck, and she's over here living her life. They eventually had a falling out, and Ashley made fun of Heartbreaky's son while on live. Like, she literally talked shit about like a little kid who's like, I think 6 years old. Ashley then moves on to date another inmate named Francisco Montero, I think, and he is in prison for murdering 2 teenage girls. Ashley would go live while on the phone with him, basically mocking the victims.
Wow.
She would constantly say how Francisco is innocent, he didn't do anything. Whenever people would mention the victims' names, he's like, they have nothing to do with me. I have nothing to do with those girls. I didn't know them. The victims' families would watch Ashley's live of her sitting there mocking their deaths, saying that Francisco is innocent, when keep in mind this man is literally in jail for life. He is literally guilty. He has been convicted. But Ashley was still out here screaming, my man, my man, my man, when her man also had a wife. The wife essentially finds out what's going on. I think she's incarcerated as well, actually.
It just keeps getting worse and worse.
And sends Ashley a text basically saying to leave Francisco alone. Ashley then comes out and says that she is no longer with Francisco, to stop mentioning him and his victims, yada yada yada. But people are saying that the actual reason why she is no longer with him is because she is banned from speaking to him. I think some people have been sending her videos to the jail that he is at. I would assume that it's against jail rules to be on TikTok live with someone over the phone and ask for like galaxies and gifts and stuff. And if you thought this couldn't get any worse, it does. She's also very openly racist. Wow. Ashley used to work at a dental office, and the dental office got new ownership, and the owners were from India. And she's explaining on live why she quit, and she basically says that the owners were from India. And then she says, I'm sorry, but I'm not working for no Indians. She's also said the N-word many, many times on live. Many, many times. So have the people that she associates herself with, meaning her inmate, also that Eli guy she was on live with the other night. She also called someone a black B-word. I'm not sure what the context was behind that, but regardless of the context, she's gross. But wait, it gets worse. She's also a deadbeat mom. While she was beefing with Heartbreaky, somebody ended up leaking her address, so she claims that she has her daughters move back to her parents' house because of safety reasons. So she says she only has them, I think, from Thursday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Due to safety purposes because somebody leaked her address. But if your kids were staying with your parents because somebody leaked your address, wouldn't you not want them to know what days of the week your kids are at home? You just told the world that your kids are at your house from Thursday to Sunday. So I think that is a cop-out, and I think it's just an excuse to not have her kids with her, because throughout the week, she's literally just drunk on live every night.
That does make sense. If you had kids and your address got leaked, and you moved them to your grandparents, moms, whatever, and then you tell people when they're going to be at your house, your address is still leaked, so it's like, that kind of voids the reason why you actually did all that.
She also has her kids sleeping on an air mattress when she's going out spending like thousands of dollars on Louis Vuitton bags and sunglasses.
So she's just taking all the money, she's getting drunk and just buying a bunch of expensive stuff.
And going to Disney World, where are your priorities as a mother?
Yeah, she should have just moved.
Your kids are sleeping on an air mattress 4 days out of the week. Whenever somebody brings up why are they still on an air
That's crazy.
mattress, she just says, my kids don't stay with me. They're not here that often. They're there 4 days out of the week. The least you can do is go get a $100 fucking mattress off of fucking Amazon. Ashley earns all her money panhandling on TikTok, doing TikTok battles, basically begging people to send her money, send her gifts. And while on live, she will sit there berating the people who are watching her, saying that they're broke, saying that they live paycheck to paycheck.
Why is it always a lot of these TikTokers do that? Or people that get bigger and become famous with live streaming and stuff. I saw something trending the other day on Twitter where this guy said that he doesn't want $5 donos because that ain't gonna pay for his gas or something. Gas was $90. What's $5 gonna do? What's up, Chaz? How you doing, dude?
Saying, I got money. I make my own money. You don't make your own money. People fucking send
Katie.
you gifts on fucking TikTok live. People who fucking have actual jobs.
Could be rage bait too. They could be unconsciously doing it, making them a lolcow. Power trip, ego.
People who work hard for their money are sending you their hard-earned money for you to sit there and say that they're broke, living paycheck to paycheck. I'm sure there's something that I missed. I'm getting way too heated talking about this. But honestly, I used to feel bad for her. I'm not gonna lie, whenever she would go live with Heartbreaky, back when I first found her, I genuinely used to feel bad for her because Heartbreaky wasn't the nicest to her whenever they would be on live. I would genuinely feel bad for her sometimes. From time to time, I do find myself feeling bad for her here and there. But honestly, I think this girl needs to get off of the internet, go get psychological help. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be nasty. I genuinely think that she needs psychological help because what she's putting herself through, what she's putting her children through, like the things that her children witness on live, it's not okay. Also, I do not and will never condone.
Yeah, having the children around with all of that is definitely worrisome. I say that's one of the biggest issues here.
The bullying of her kids. They're literally minors. They are 13, 15 years old, and people are on here making TikTok accounts for them, making fun of them, calling them big, making fun of the way that they look. I just think that's completely wrong. I think that her kid should stay out of it. I don't even think her kid should be on her social media to begin with. But that's another story for another day. That's all I've got for now. Let me know if I missed anything.
So I don't know.
We love her.
Yeah, I don't know who. Is that her Instagram account? Is it Real Talk Times? Is that her? Or no?
Yeah, I think that's her TikTok, yeah.
I would like, not that she's ever going to see this. I mean, I'm going to DM her, so she might see it. But I love her. I really love her. She is wonderful.
For you, I would have to like immediately leave the situation because it would get nasty. That to me is not like fame. That's like people will see your face and know to leave because you're a shit human.
That. Tell him, girl. Okay.
Why did you guys break up? Because of social media. A lot of females were in his inbox, and I just didn't have the trust. I would tell him I was.
Isn't it hilarious how they're like, she's like, we broke up because of social media. Thank you. Okay.
He was back in prison just because I knew I trusted him in prison because nobody knew who he was. Nobody was writing him. Nobody was he wasn't calling them, like when.
I felt bad for her.
She
for
said
like,
that.
So it seems like she's saying that she only dates inmates because that's the only way she can trust them is if they're in jail and they don't have access to all these girls out here, it's silly. Ooh. Definitely an interesting topic. I will look more into this and see what else is there.